Democrats going on the offense in the House and the Senate, questioning Trump's cabinet members, putting them in their place, exposing them on live TV during these hearings. I want to show you what happened in both the House and the Senate. So, Donald Trump's Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent testified before the House. Democratic Congressman Gomez kicks things off by saying, "How are you doing, Treasury Secretary Bessent? I heard Elon Musk went rugby style on you, hit you right in the gut, since they got into an actual physical fight. Here's what happened. Play this clip."
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Secretary, how are you doing?
So far, so good.
Okay, I was just curious because I know Elon Musk body checked you at the White House. I just no animosity to Elon Musk, right?
You know that?
That's what I heard.
So you believe
That's what I heard.
You believe what you read on Breitbart is what you're telling us, Congressman.
I didn't know if it's too sensitive for you. I won't ask that question, but let me move on.
I will take South Carolina over South Africa any day.
Yeah, go for it. Just call these people out to their face. And I love Democratic Congressman Tom Suozzi from New York's 3rd District using his time to point out that Treasury Secretary Bessent and Donald Trump go against basically every expert and economist in the country and the world. This is how good questioning is done. Play this clip.
CBO, we've heard that several times. You also disagree with the Committee for Responsible Budget, who said that there's going to be a $3 trillion deficit from this. You disagree with that also, right? Yes. And you disagree with the Yale Budget Lab. You went to Yale. You don't agree with the Yale Budget Lab. They say it's going to be a $3 trillion deficit from this. You disagree with them also?
There are a lot of things I disagree with Yale on these.
You disagree with the Penn-Wharton budget model, who said there's going to be a $3 trillion deficit from this bill?
Yes.
You disagree with Elon Musk, who you supposedly do get along with now. It will massively increase the already gigantic deficit to $2.5 trillion and burden American citizens with crushingly unsustainable debt. Do you disagree with Mr. Musk on that issue?
Yes.
Do you disagree with Ray Dalio, who said that this is unsustainable?
I agree with Ray Dalio that we need to get our fiscal house in order.
Do you disagree with Jamie Dimon, who says it's going to cause a crack in the bond markets?
I met with Mr. Dimon the other day, and he wasn't necessarily referring to government finances.
He said there's going to be a crack that's going to take place in either 6 months or 6 years. And let's ask you, when do you think that's going to happen?
I believe he was referring to market structure.
Do you think that do you disagree with Mr. Fink from BlackRock, who said this is going to be an unsustainable problem as well?
I believe that we have to get our fiscal house in order.
Then Democratic Congressman Bayer just asks the question we are all thinking. Aren't you embarrassed with your life? Treasury Secretary Bessent, aren't you ashamed to sit here and lie, pretending the GDP is doing great, when our economy actually shrank last quarter? Play this clip.
Is in retreat from key policy areas. I want to say, given your successful past, isn't this embarrassing?
Is there a question there, sir?
There's a question. Isn't this embarrassing?
Oh, it is embarrassing. Well, I'm sorry, Congressman, but you seem not to have seen the economic data. The GDP growth has been quite substantial. Job growth is solid.
GDP growth is half what it was last year, sir.
The job growth is solid, and we had
job growth is a third what it was all last year, sir.
No. And private sector job growth especially. And if you'd like to talk about inflation, would you?
The inflation has been coming down. Just the inflation is good so far. We will see every economic thing I read, which is much every day, suggests the impact of the tariffs is not hit yet.
Well, why don't we look at the data rather than the hysteria, which is how I made my career.
While the Democrats were doing that, MAGA Republicans like Marjorie Taylor Greene were delivering speeches like the following. Play this clip.
Being charged on multiple felony counts for human trafficking. As a matter of fact, we're thrilled to bring them back and prosecute them and make you guys continue to own them. Remember, he's your Maryland man.
Enough of that. Back to the Democrats. Here's Democratic Congresswoman Sewell questioning Treasury Secretary Bessent. Watch what he does. And watch your reaction. Did I just hear what you said? Play this clip.
The question that I was asked to ask you was, when will we hit the debt ceiling? I know that this big, beautiful bill also means a increase in the debt ceiling. And frankly, I heard you say that that is something that's an imperative. I would agree with that. When do we foresee us hitting the debt ceiling?
Congresswoman, I want to congratulate you. You have a very sophisticated constituency to ask questions like this. That the so-called X date is a.
With all due respect, just because you're poor doesn't mean you're ignorant.
As I said, very sophisticated.
Yeah.
It was
So just can you answer the question?
I'm in the,
Because I mean,
I'm
we
in
want
the
to know.
habit of
I'd
saying,
like to know
I'm in
whether
the
or not
habit of
it's
saying
true.
thank you to compliments. That the so-called X date is a moving target.
So when do you I mean, you're the Secretary of Treasury. So tell me, when do you predict, given where we are right now, will we hit the ceiling?
Some point in the middle to late summer.
Is that August, July?
Again, it is imprecise.
Well, sir, I just think that it is an abomination that we are actually giving bigger tax cuts to the wealthiest Americans who don't need a tax cut.
The gentleman's time has
Meanwhile, we're
expired.
taking away food assistance and health care from people who desperately need it.
Gentlewoman's time
Thank you,
has
and I yield
expired.
back.
So that's happening, and meanwhile Marjorie Taylor Greene is on the House floor doing this. Play this clip.
Take, for example, their favorite MS-13 gang member, Kilmar Arbrego Garcia. This MS-13 gang member, wife beater, was deported to El Salvador for countless violations of our laws. Democrats labeled him wrongfully deported Maryland man, oh boo-hoo, and they flew to El Salvador to meet with him. Thank you. And Democrats couldn't wait to go on vacation to go down and pretend like they cared about this MS-13 gang member like they really actually do.
Enough of that. Democratic Congresswoman Plaskett said the following to Treasury Secretary Bessent when he tried to talk over her. Play this clip.
Since January 20th, that the stock market overall has gone down 1.3% and gas has gone up.
Ma'am, that's incorrect.
Excuse me. Let me get something straight with you first here. I've seen you interrupt everyone. When you come to someone's house, you respect their rules. And in this house, we don't interrupt individuals. And you're not going to interrupt my time. I'm going to give you time to respond. You may want to jot down some notes about things that you don't agree with me on so that you can respond to them at that time. But while I'm speaking, as the person holding this time, you will refrain from speaking, sir, until I am done.
I look forward to
until I'm
responding.
done, and then I will give you time to speak, okay?
Look forward to facts.
Thank you. I'll look forward to your response, whether they're factual or incorrect either.
Back to Democratic Congressman Gomez. Let's play it.
Big billionaire bill because it benefits mainly billionaires at the expense of working people. You're cutting their health care. You're making sure that they're going to be paying more than $20 billion over the next 10 years if you're making $30,000 or less. And you guys don't care. And I think you don't care because your net worth is $521 million.
Okay, your time has expired.
That would be a false assumption.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
That would be a false assumption. I think the people who didn't care were the Biden administration, who wiped out working families and lost in a massive referendum on November 5th.
I would like to remind the committee that this is the Ways and Means Committee and have discussions on policies, not personalities. And don't call another member out by their name. If you're referring to another member, you say what state they're from. That is the rules of this committee. Thank you.
Then here we have Treasury Secretary Bessent admitting Trump will likely extend the pause on his tariffs past the 90-day July deadline. Remember that 90 deals in 90 days? That's it. Watch what Treasury Secretary Bessent says. Play this clip.
The answer that was frankly all over the place and difficult to understand. We're less than a month away from Liberation Day Part 2. Very few of the trade deals have been announced yet. I think most people in Congress and around the world would like to know what's going on. Should America be preparing for Liberation Day 2.0? What do we plan for July 9th and July 2nd?
I would say, as I have repeatedly said, that there are 18 important trading partners. We are working toward deals on those, and it is highly likely that those countries that are trading blocs, as in the case of the EU, who are negotiating in good faith, we will roll the date forward to continue good faith negotiations. If someone is not negotiating, then we will not.
Let's take a look at what was happening in the Senate for a moment, with Democratic Senator Coons questioning Treasury Secretary Bessent. Brilliant. Play this clip.
State were rolling out new sanctions designations every few weeks, much of last year. How many new Russian entities have you designated under your sanctions authority since January?
I will get back to you with that number.
The answer is 0.
Yep.
How many entities worldwide have you sanctioned for doing business with Russian companies in ways that undermine our sanctions and export controls?
I will get back to you with that number.
I believe the answer is 0. I hope I'm wrong. I'd love it if you'd get back to me and tell me I'm wrong. But the PRC is helping Russia's defense industry by providing dual-use components and advanced technologies. Last week, Chancellor Merz briefed a bipartisan group of us on Russia's alarming rearmament with help from China, Iran, and North Korea. How many Chinese firms have been designated for doing work directly with Russia's defense industry?
I will get back to you on that. I will tell you that we have sanctioned numerous Chinese companies for receiving Iranian oil, and we have been working on the shadow fleets are not independent.
Now back to the House. Democratic Congresswoman Sanchez. Here's what she had to say.
To hear this morning that Trump said that the U.S.-China deal was done after just 2 days of talks in London. Mr. Secretary, the press release on this so-called deal looks more like a framework. Congress, who has the constitutional authority over trade, needs the details of this supposed deal. So I'm asking if you will provide this committee with the actual details of this deal, because there has been, unlike what was said earlier, there has been no consultation with our side of the aisle, at least, on the China negotiation. Will you commit to giving us the specifics of that deal, the details?
Congresswoman, I flew back at 4 a.m. this morning to be here this morning, and we are—
It's a simple yes or no question.
No, it is not a simple yes or no question. We are in the midst of constructing it, and back to your question, China has proven an unreliable partner in strategic—
Will you commit to consulting with us on trade deal with China?
Gentlewoman's time has expired.
I would ask the witness be allowed to answer that last question.
Gentlewoman's time has expired.
It's a yes or no question. It's very simple.
Representative, I raised many of your concerns to the Chinese delegation, and it will be a longer process. The trade deal today, or last night, was for a specific goal, and it will be a much longer process. And I will note that the previous administration did nothing.
But excuse me, the question was whether or not you would consult with members of Congress.
Mr. Arrington's time.
I believe that the president's tariffs are going to be a one-time price adjustment for American families.
If prices go up, they will be one time.
Okay, well, unfortunately, you appear to be talking out of both sides of your mouth, because you yourself have admitted, after conversations with Walmart, that some tariff costs are going to get passed on to consumers. And in fact, we've already seen that prices are rising on many everyday goods.
Congresswoman,
please don't interrupt me. The time is mine. The time is mine. Please don't interrupt me. I will ask you questions and I will grant you an opportunity to answer them, but please don't interrupt me during my time.
With pleasure.
Okay, I know I'm a woman, but please try to limit yourself to answering my questions. No, I'm sorry, but we get talked over all the time, and I don't want that to happen at this hearing.
I would remind members, the gentlelady is recognized. Please proceed.
Thank you. The time is mine.
Now, I love this moment when Democratic Senator Reed from Rhode Island questions Pete Hegseth, the former Fox host who's somehow now the Secretary of Defense. Let's play it.
Understanding that you have taken possession of this Qatari aircraft, the 747. But there are public reports that Qataris have not yet signed a memorandum of understanding, which would specify that the agreement was initiated by the Trump administration and Qatar is not responsible for any future transfers of the plane's ownership. Are you in possession of the Qatari airplane now?
Any specifics about future aircraft that could be Air Force One can't be discussed here, but
sure, it can be discussed
there is a
here.
conversation about a memorandum of understanding. A memorandum of understanding remains to be signed, Senator.
you have signed a contract with a company to reconfigure the aircraft. What is the price of that contract?
That cannot be revealed in this setting, sir.
Why can't it be revealed in this setting? Well, this is the Appropriation Committee of the United States Senate. We appropriate the money that you will spend after it's authorized by my committee. And you cannot tell us how much the contract is for?
You will have that number, Senator. It just can't be talked
you want
about
it
in a
now.
public
It's
realm.
been signed. The contract has been signed, correct? The contract has been signed?
The memorandum of understanding is not complete.
I'm talking about the contract with the American contractor. Has it been signed?
It's nothing on that front that I'm aware of is being executed.
Well, that's contrary to what we've all heard. Second thing, what's the delivery time in the contract?
Again, the delivery time of anything of that sensitive nature is not for public consumption.
Can you tell me the delivery time for the Boeing aircraft that were being prepared for Air Force One? Was that in the contract?
One of the problems is that the way we actually procure aircraft in this country takes so long. When it's ordered, it's 7, 8, 9, 10 years late, requiring the necessity for a stopgap alternative.
Well, no. What you've just said is that the Boeing information was public knowledge. The delivery date, the cost overruns, but this is not. Because this is not only a bad deal for the American public, it is just it's gratifying the president's ego. That's all it is. Thank you.
Higher your standards are, it all makes you more lethal.
So
the mission in Los Angeles, as you know well, sir, is not about lethality. It's about maintaining law and order on behalf of law enforcement agents who deserve to do their job without being attacked by mobs of people. And so we're very proud that the National Guard and the Marines are on the streets defending the ICE agents, and they will continue to do that.
Law and order is a civil function under the Constitution of the United States. Civil enforcement, law enforcement authorities, not the U.S. military. And
there's plenty of precedent for the U.S. military supporting law enforcement officers.
What your military is doing right now is laying concertina wire, guarding buildings, maintaining vehicles for other services. This is not only, I think, illegal, but also a diminution of the readiness and the focus of the military.
I thought this was great questioning from Democratic Senator Schatz, here questioning the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Kane. Play this clip.
I'll start with General Kane. Is the United States being invaded by a foreign nation?
Sir, thanks for your question. I think at this point in time, I don't see any foreign state-sponsored folks invading, but I'll be mindful of the fact that there has been some border issues throughout time, and defer to DHS, who handles the border along the nation's contiguous outline.
Is there a rebellion somewhere in the United States?
Sir, I think there's definitely some frustrated folks out there.
I mean, if frustrated folks were a rebellion, I guess that goes to my question for the secretary. Two things. There should be some sort of paper flow that the committee, the Congress, the public can look at in invoking Title 10, Section 12406. So can you give us some clarification on whether the orders that were issued apply to specifically Los Angeles, to California generally, or is this a nationwide order?
The orders that have been issued, which are publicly available and known, relate to an ongoing situation in Los Angeles, which could expand to other places. But it's quite easy to point out that there has been an invasion of 21 million illegals in our country under the previous administration. So this administration was elected to get a hold of that.
Yeah, can we just
and when you have ICE officers being attacked with concrete blocks,
Secretary,
they should be allowed to do their job.
Secretary, I'd really like to not try to create a viral moment for either of us. I'm actually trying to understand kind of the scope of this order.
And finally, Democratic Senator Murray, I think, sums it all up perfectly in her questioning of Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Let's play it.
Secretary Hegseth, you oversee one of the largest and most important organizations on planet Earth. More than anything, the Department of Defense needs stable, competent, and strategic leadership. And much as I had feared back in January, it is not what we are seeing under your leadership. In a matter of months, you have lost top aides and reportedly struggled to hire new ones. You have fired highly respected top military officials. You shared highly sensitive attack plans over Signal and apparently with people in your own personal circles, and you've not taken responsibility for those mistakes. All the while, the security challenges we face have grown larger, not smaller. And then in the face of these challenges, you have taken a series of actions that weaken our posture. For example, in my home state of Washington, which is home to many DoD installations critical to our Indo-Pacific strategy, you have pushed out almost 2,000 highly trained civilian employees, including at Puget Sound Naval Shipyard. Mr. Secretary, you talk about returning the department to its mission of warfighting, but I am repeatedly hearing that your policy and personnel changes at the Pentagon are undermining, not strengthening our military's preparedness to protect our country. You are deploying the American military to police the American people. You're sending the National Guard into California without the governor's request. Sending the Marines not after foreign threats, but after American protesters. And now President Trump is promising heavy force against peaceful protesters at his DC military parade. Those sorts of actions and that sort of rhetoric from a president of the United States should stop every one of us cold. Threatening to use our own troops on our own citizens at such scale is unprecedented, it is unconstitutional, and it is downright un-American. We should all be speaking out against this and demanding accountability.
Yeah, powerful questioning indeed. This is exactly what I want to see Democrats going on the offense like this. It's good to see them fight. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe.